Monday. It is almost 11:30. Late start. Terrible windstorm last night and terrible rain this morning, so I waited until the radar showed it was just about gone and got myself underway here. The tent was flexing last night. It's probably the worst windstorm that tent's been in, and it did fine, but it was flexing. The tubing was flexing, which had me worried that it was going to get splintered. So I looked at them carefully when I got up this morning, and it was fine. The floor of the tent was damp, but the fly did not leak at all, thank goodness. Fortunately, the rain did stop. I was going stir crazy in the tent this morning. Not quite the warm, humid day it was yesterday. My thermometer say down there 16 degrees Celsius. I knew that the tent was being stressed last night when I was sleeping, or trying to sleep, and one of the tent poles actually hit me in the head. It bent over so much that it hit me in the head in bed. It's like, oh wow, never done that before. The roads are relatively dry. I say that and I go right through a puddle. I was just about in Greymouth, which is where I was going to fill up with fuel, and the bridge over into it was closed. So I ended up asking a local who sent me over to Stillwater, which did indeed have a bridge that was open. So I crossed that, and I am now 14 kilometers from Greymouth. Downtown Greymouth. One-lane bridge. Here we go, twisting roads, next 8 kilometers. Mount Hercules Scenic Reserve. .5 kilometers an hour, next 600 meters. It's pretty slow. Look at that wall. Oh, wow. That's quite the turn. Very cool. Just not much time to look at the dash. Peek at it occasionally to confirm where I think I am on the gears. This motorcycle has a 21-inch front wheel. That's pretty decent in the turns. But they are blind corners. Stuck here at a one-way. And it keeps counting down. Haven't timed it. I think it's about a minute for every number, and it started at 9 minutes. It's a 9-minute wait for the light. It's a long one way, but no traffic's come from the other direction. Mist on the mountaintops. Alright, so here I am at McDonald's recreation area. Otto's Corner is where I reserved a tent site. tent set up, trying to get it to dry, including the ground cover. Picked up dinner and breakfast from the Foursquare little grocery market. It's packed with people, visitors, all scrounging for food. A little bit of sunshine. Hopefully my tent dries out. McDonald's recreation area, 300 meters. It doesn't look too much more crowded than it was. I can get myself a picnic table and eat dinner. This is right off the tent site. This is the adjoining McDonald's campsite. Good morning, it's day number 7. It's Tuesday. Beautiful skies. Let's hope it stays that way. The tent was damp with dew this morning. Had to put it up on its side, and literally within 15 minutes while I was eating breakfast, the bottom dried and then the fly dried as well. So it didn't take very long in the nice warm sunshine. One problem that I had this morning was when I got up, my bike was parked around the corner just a little bit out of view. I'm not sure if it made a difference or not, but there were 3 huge birds sitting on the bike making a mess of it. More seriously, they pecked 2 holes in the seat, the driver's seat. So I'm sending a message once I get a better cell phone signal to the owner of the motorcycle rental shop, just to let him know that if he wants to order a new seat, he's going to need to do that. So into Franz Josef, the town, fill up with fuel, get some water, send an email, and be on my way. The actual hike to Franz Josef Glacier is fairly short. Apparently it was much longer before and got damaged, and they have not repaired it. So I'm only going to be able to see the glacier from a distance, but I'll do that. How pretty is that? The sun's in a perfect spot. Town of Franz Josef. Nice. Alright, I'm back on the road. Look at that. I did some administrative things in Franz Josef town, and I am about ready to go to the Franz Josef Glacier, Westland National Park. Look at that helicopter up there. The helicopter tours where you can actually walk on the glacier, I didn't go in to see how much they cost. Look at that landscape. Wow. I did learn what these signs mean, and that is you gotta wait until there's no oncoming traffic if you've got the red arrow in your direction. That one took me about a day to figure out. I was always safe going over the bridges. It's pretty rare that I run into somebody coming the other way. But if the black arrow's in your direction, you're good to go. If the red arrow is there, then like this, you need to stop. Europeans and Asians seem to visit New Zealand the most. I'm sure there's some Americans somewhere, but I just haven't run into them. No camping. Yeah, there's plenty of parking. Alright, I'm going to find a parking spot and get my orientation here. Alright, I'm at the parking lot. There's a waterfall to the right, the glacier up there to the left. I think this is as close as I get. Alright, back on a bike. That was a fun stop. All the glaciers are retreating. This one as well. One's in Alaska are retreating. One's here retreating. 207 kilometers to Cameron Flat Campground with some stops in between. There's Fox Glacier that's coming up for about 18 kilometers. Don't know what that's about, but apparently it's an attraction as well. So I'll stop and see whether there's anything I can see there. Here we go, winding road, next 16 kilometers. 35 kilometers per hour for the next kilometer. Look how pretty that is. Going down. Kills me how these walls just hover over you. It's really cool. Close to that glacier. Great riding. Fox Glacier, welcome to Glacier Country. Magnificent Glacier Viewpoint, 10 kilometers that way. So those birds this morning punctured the seat here, punctured the seat here, and I went to turn on the Oxford heated grips. They pulled off one of the buttons. It still works, but that needs to get repaired. I've never seen birds do so much damage to a motorcycle before. So here's the glacier lookout. It's a little more scenic view there. Fox Glacier. It's a native canoe representation. Back on the track. Get back to Route 6. Wow. They like their one-lane bridges. Just past the sign, no fuel for 120 kilometers. It's like the town of Past is the next place where I get fuel. I do have a full tank. Right now I've got 2 hours 24 minutes, 184 kilometers, and it is 12:19 in the afternoon. Another one-lane bridge. Well, it's got a fair amount of water in it. Kangaroo River, good sized river. That is quite the mountain range. Bruce Bay. Stop grazing, please shut the gate. Sounds like a fair request. Pretty blue-green color, which is what attracted me to it. This is the Lake Paringa recreational area. Just thought I'd stop by and see what it has. In periods of high rainfall, the lake water level can reach this point. That's amazing. Lovely area. It's called Knight's Point Lookout. It's supposed to be scenic. Nice modern lookout. This is the Tasman Sea. It separates the Southern Ocean and the South Pacific. Little lookout tower. I just passed a sign, "Welcome to Haas," the World Heritage Area. I'm going to go through a pass that has some scenic places to it, and then head on down to my campsite. The only thing I've been disappointed on this trip so far is haven't really ended up in any spots where I could eat out for dinner. I'm hoping to eat some of the seafood that New Zealand is famous for, but so far it's been hearty food, but it's been supermarket food. This is a very long one-way bridge. There is the Tasman Sea. 95, 91. Took 6 liters. I was guessing it was going to take 4.5 or 5. There we go, onwards. Still an hour to ride. The sun does not set until after 9 o'clock at this latitude, this time of the year, and comes up sometime around 6. So pretty long days of sunshine. The landscape here is so interesting. It's just flat in the valleys, and then the mountains just climb up so steeply. I just passed a sign for Mount Aspiring National Park. Billy Falls. Of course, I have no idea how close to the road it is. 25 minutes, 1 kilometer return. Alright, we can do that. Well, I can hear those falls. Thing on my list other than getting through Haas Pass today, and that was Thunder Creek waterfall, so hopefully that's coming up here soon. Some flat recreation area. Thunder Creek Falls, less than 400 meters. 5-minute forest walk, I can do that. Well, the good news is I'm only 18 kilometers from my destination. The bad news is that I did pass the grocery store. I thought it was too early in the afternoon journey, and it's about an hour and 15 minutes behind me. So I am going to be digging into my backup supplies for dinner. Is there anybody coming? I can't tell. Yeah, it looks like there is. He's got the right of way. Very cool. Wow, that'd be worth a stop in and of itself. I do have a cookie, can of soup or stew, and some Cheez-Its, I believe. Maybe some bread. It's not the greatest, but it'll get me through the night. I never saw a sign for Haas Pass. I don't know whether this is it or not. I am so close to the campground. I think I'm through it. Oh, this is it right here. Just stunning riding. Fantail Falls. That was not on my list. Should be on the left here, within a kilometer. Fantail Falls, 2 minutes to the right. Booster, 3 hours to left. Next stop, my campground, Cameron Flat, 11 minutes. 2,000 kilometers on this trip. The green corridor. Yeah, you can see my campground up there. And all that traffic is for the blue pools on the right. Cameron Flat, picnic and camping area. All set up. I snugged up against these bushes on the right. Give me a little bit of wind protection up here on the hill. It's kind of warm. There are sandflies here that are biting a little bit, so I'm going to put some repellent on, but not a bad view. My dinner table. Huh. Yeah, that's my dinner. After dinner, I decided to walk across the road from my campsite to the Blue Pools track, a beautiful, easy hike along the Makarora River to swing bridges where I could view the crystal clear blue pools. It's the first bridge, and I think there's another one coming up. Suspension bridge. Second one overlooking the blue pools. Please join me in the next episode as I continue my way south to the world-famous Milford Sound.